Welcome back. John Bradshaw from It Is Written joins us now to share our morning devotional thought. Pastor John?
It is really great to see you. I sincerely hope your day is going well, that you're blessed, planning to be really blessed, that you're going to see God work, that you're counting your blessings and looking forward to the return of Jesus. Hey, December 7, 1941, a day that will live forever in world history. A day that will live forever in world history. That's how the speech was originally written for President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But he looked at that speech and he goes, nah, that doesn't sound right. Scratched out world history and wrote in infamy, which is why December 7 is a date that will live forever in infamy. That was the day, December 7, 1941, that Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. More than 2,000 people died. Planes were destroyed, ships destroyed. USS Arizona still sits on the bottom of Pearl Harbor. You can take the little boat ride out to it now, and at least you used to be able to see the drops of oil coming up and landing on the surface of the harbor. Pearl Harbor was not the only place attacked on December 7, 1941. The Philippines was attacked. It may have been December 8, Philippines time, but it was right around that same time. British Malaya and Hong Kong. Malaysia was Malaya, and it was under the authority of the British, as was Hong Kong at that time. They were both attacked. Guam was attacked, same day. Right around that time, Wake Island was attacked, and Midway Island shortly afterwards. Terrible attack. What happened, do you think? Do you think somebody in the Japanese military woke up that morning and said, I've got an idea. Why don't we attack the United States? No, the attack had been brewing for a long time. It was well thought out. It was well planned. It was really very well executed. Wasn't well conceived. I mean, it ended up in disaster. A couple of atomic bombs suggested it was a disaster. All the fighting through the Pacific said it was a disaster. Many, many lives lost. But it was planned well ahead of time, as attacks typically are. We are involved in a battle far more deadly than that which happened on December 7, 1941. We are involved in a battle far more deadly than all of World War II put together, and I say that with respect to those who served, particularly those who lost their lives or were injured. This was a battle that was well planned and well thought out. I mean, poorly conceived. It shouldn't have happened. Nobody wins in this. You might say, well, we win. Well, no, we wouldn't have had to have won. We would have just been happy and saved and living in the presence of God without having to bear the scars of sin. Can't say God won. I mean, he did. He won. He was not defeated, but he lost his son. And Jesus is forever altered throughout eternity. At least that's what we believe, right? That Jesus is no longer omnipresent, but is confined to a body now. But this was an attack on the sovereignty of God, and it was an attack on your freedom. You know, we live in a world where the devil reigns. Jesus called him the prince of the power of the air. Over in Revelation, he's the accuser. Other place, he's a liar and the father of it, or the father of lies. But he's a usurper. He's an attacker. The Bible says in Isaiah chapter 14 that unhappy, dissatisfied with his place in heaven, Satan said, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. I want to be like God. I want to sit in the place of God. Terrible attack. And because of that attack, you're aging. And I don't mean aging like God is aging, but aging like, oh, weight that won't go away, and lines that weren't there yesterday, and I'm looking in the mirror, and boy, do I look different than what I remember looking at in the mirror. Aging. It wouldn't be without the devil doing what he did. Have you been to a funeral lately? No? Good. may mean you're going to go to one soon, because most of us attend funerals with some frequency. Every funeral is because of this attack made by Satan on the world. Been to a doctor lately. We have doctors because of sin, because of the attack made by Satan. Every jail or prison across the fruited plain exists because of this attack that was made. An attack on the sovereignty of God, an attack on your freedom and your agency. Satan wants to make slaves. Satan wants to ruin everybody in this world, wants to turn us away from God and to himself. The cross answered it all. Victory is assured. Those who die in faith in Jesus, those who live in faith in Jesus, have the assurance that they might live eternally and enjoy the blessing of God throughout the ceaseless ages of eternity. What was going through Satan's mind? Hard to know. Probably better that we don't go there, because we would not want to sympathize with him, and we would not want to seek for an excuse for the existence of sin. We wouldn't want that. But Satan in heaven rebelled against God. He deceived 1/3 of all of the angels. And so today, as you go about your business, I want you to remember that we are the victims of an attack. The scars we see in the world are the results of sin. The damage, the accidents that happen today, the disasters that take place, the senseless killings that happen, financial ruin that takes place, strife among the nations. Why is it happening? It happens because there is an angry devil who seeks to devour, an angry devil who wants to tear down what God has built up. How do you fight against that? Best way is to live for Jesus, to say that you are against sin and all of the misery that it causes, to say that you're against human suffering. Now, people will march and picket and have their say, and they'll protest about human suffering. That's okay too. But the greatest protest against human suffering is to live a life for Jesus. The most powerful stand that you can make against injustice is to stand against the original one who was unjust, that's Satan, and to surrender your life to Jesus and say, I will not have injustice in my life. I want to stand with God, who is about justice, and I want to be someone who can give an example to and be an assist to or assistance to somebody who's dealing with injustice. You see, this is where we are right now. The world is a battlefield, a vast battlefield. There have been so many casualties. There are so many walking wounded. One day soon, Jesus is going to return to this earth and the battle will be over. One day the heavens are going to depart as a scroll. There'll be no more walking wounded. There'll be no more casualties. There'll be no more lives lost in this great controversy between sin and righteousness, between the darkness and the light. You know, you can do something about the misery in the world, the turmoil in the world. You can give your life to Jesus and allow him to bring peace into your heart. And let your life be a witness for what God can do to roll back the damage caused by the devil and to speak peace and light and assurance into every human heart. Great to see you. Have a wonderful day today. May God bless you.